My main feedback for you, honestly, Guarino, looking at this, I actually really like this idea of having everybody be unison. There's something about like everyone singing together, and like, is it possible to make all these a true unison? That would be like my next question. Like, is there a key that you can put this in where everyone actually is in true unison? Because right now the soprano alto is in unison, and then you have the tenor and the bass in unison. Yeah, so this is going to be in unison with the bass and the alt. So it's like if this is soprano, the tenor and the bass are this. So it's like etc. Right? I just kind of want. This is just like a thought experiment. What would it be like if they were all actually unison? Like, what if they were all like instead of like these D's, maybe they would all. Maybe the range would work better if they were all like. Yeah, I mean, I would have to really think about this, but maybe all B's. They start at B. So that you move it down a little bit so that the basses can reach up there, but the sopranos can still sing down there, and then you get them all at a true unison. And then at pitches that don't really work, you just omit them
Yeah.
just to go with your concept.
That also work when I mess with the voices of just getting them slightly out of pitch and stuff.
Yeah, because it goes with your whole thing about like making it like a little out. Because like imagine if the bass is like singing like really falsetto, like that's really uncomfortable. That might match your concept actually. And the soprano singing very low, same kind of thing. It might match your concept actually. That wouldn't be something you would do in a normal choral piece. For this kind of concept, it might actually work to like extend like to get into like the altissimo range of some of these voices. It might actually create the kind of texture that you want. Just something to think about. There are ensembles, by the way, that do that kind of thing. And you can listen to their music. So I don't know if I've mentioned this ensemble before, but they do things like this called Ekmelis. So this is a new music choir, and they do all sorts of crazy stuff. So you can take a look at what they do, all like into playing, singing music that is really out there. And they're mostly in New York, but they play around other towns as well. And you can listen to some of their music here. I mentioned them, Guarino, because I feel like you're writing in an aesthetic that matches kind of stuff they do.
The vocals might go off into like a Meredith Monk type of world, but
This is even beyond Meredith Monk, actually. This is even further down, further than Meredith Monk, actually. So you might enjoy this, and you might get some ideas from this. The next thing I want to talk to you about and ask you about is you have the melody, you have this piano thing. What is going on with this bass line? And then it kind of disappears. And it kind of, yeah, then it's like up here, which looks like the beginning, but the journey from this part, this journey from this Passacaglia thing to this, I feel like could be a little more.
yeah, I just flipped it. This is just notes right now.
Okay, because to me, like, I hear this as like something that leads to that. Like,
Yeah,
to me, it's like one line that starts from the bottom and
yeah,
goes
and I
to
have
that moment, which is now like a melodic line almost. It's a really beautiful moment, but I feel like you kind of maybe didn't notice it or.
yeah, I have a contrasting melody to put into this, and I can connect that with that melody.
It's just like I'm just giving you like ideas at this point, like because you have the material and it makes sense with what your concept is, but I wonder if there are these connections that we can tie
Mhm.
in up because you can still write in this aesthetic, but there are certain things I feel like could be tying up. The Passacaglia is one of those things, and then like creating a unified sound concept for the choir, I think are the two biggest things. You can leave the piano part as a short score. So just write the piano part and it's a short score. And if you think of other instruments, like why not? But for now, just keep it as a short score. One final thought for Guarino. Please, for the love of God, don't write any more 5/4s and 6/4s because those are not really 5/4s and 6/4s. Let's start with not using 5/4s or 6/4s for now.
I guess I was thinking of keeping the lines of the verse together as much as I could.
No, that doesn't really matter. Like if you look at Theodore's piece, right? Like the lines of his verses are not together, right? You see how it's all like split up.
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter. This is good progress, and I want to see this keep going. This is a good idea for a piece too.